Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I got to get better with my days, but happy Wednesday, y'all. My name is Pam Peebles, and I am one of your co hosts for Crypto and Coffee. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. So, today I have my awesome sister, Marilyn Turner, with me. Frances has been traveling, and she is off today, but hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. But today I want to talk about something really, really interesting. Well, every day is interesting when we're talking about money, right? But today we're going to talk a little bit about some things that are going on in the social media arena. I don't talk about a lot of posts that people make unless it's relevant. And this particular gentleman, Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, okay, he made a post on Twitter yesterday that said the best time to prepare for a crash is before the crash. What? There's a crash coming, y'all. The biggest crash in world history is coming. The good news is that the best time to get rich is during a crash. Bad news is that the next crash will be a long one. Grab some gold, grab some silver, and grab some Bitcoin. That reminds me of that thing that went viral a while back. It was like, hatch your kids, hatch your wife. they snatching everybody up in here.
Yep.
Okay, so Marilyn, I know that you saw that post. Let's talk about it a little bit because I'll tell you what's really interesting is the fact that I've been saying for a couple years, as some of you guys know, I have a real estate background. Real estate mortgages I did for over 15 years. I was a real estate mortgage broker and currently an active real estate investor for over 25 years. And I stopped focusing my attention on real estate and investing and even coaching and even retirement to come back so that I could do crypto. I don't know about y'all, but that's a lot for me because I've literally been in retirement for the last, 6 years. But I came back because this crypto game is so real and so profitable and so insane. And I like money, and crypto is money, and money loves me. So do you think we're getting ready to crash? Because I've been saying that we're heading towards a crash for a couple of years. Actually, when the pandemic started, I said, you know what, we're going to hit a serious downward spiral because inflation was going up, everything was getting crazy. And then we had this market with real estate where people have really lost their damn minds. I'm just being honest. And they're paying for 25 and 50,000 and 100,000. I had a friend who bought a house out in Florida who paid over 100,000 over asking price. It's like going to Macy's when they have a sale and they only got one. And instead of you waiting for more of it to come in, you saying, well, let me pay $10,000 more for it because I love it that much. Marilyn, these people crazy or is it us?
Pam, I have to say, I've been following Robert Kiyosaki for years, ever since the whole gold thing. So back maybe 10 years ago, I started buying gold based off Robert Kiyosaki. Now, what he's, in my opinion, because we are not financial advisors, we're just giving you opinion, right? So one side of me is like, I need to buy more crypto, silver, and gold because what he's been saying has been happening, but kind of slowly. So what I feel like is going to happen is if we're going to have a crash, then you still have a lot of time to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, silver, and gold. That is another type of wealth indicator. You can get rich during a crash. And if it's going to be a long one, and just for people who think that they can't get in on this or don't have enough money, if you can't get rich during a market crash, you can at least be middle class during a market crash if you go ahead and start buying silver, gold, and cryptocurrency. On the other side, one of my alter egos, I guess, is like, it's time, so I'm gonna get rich because I love Robert Kiyosaki, and he actually talked about the dollar decreasing in value years ago, which is, it's been doing. You can go to the debt clock and actually see in real time how the fiat dollar is losing value. So I do follow Robert Kiyosaki. I take heed to some of his warnings. On the one hand, I don't want to see a market crash or a depression type era, but on the other end, I'm going to prepare. If it's going to happen, then I'm going to prepare. So that's a wealth indicator if there isn't one, I think.
Yeah, let me tell you, the market is going to crash. I mean, I hate to sound, so doom and gloom, but I was in the real estate market when the collapse happened in 2008 and 2009. At that time, we were doing multiple six figures a month. The market was insane between the mortgage and the real estate. And I kept saying, the way they're giving these loans out, it's going to happen, because at that point, and I was a paper mortgage broker, which means that you have to have good credit to deal with me, but I also did FHA. And there were loans coming out if you had good credit, where they did what they call no doc loans, and I could have got my dog. If I could have got a social security number for my dog could have been balling in his own house. That's how they were giving out money. It was really sad. You didn't have to have any documentation or anything. As long as you were able to put down a payment and you were able to keep your payments going, they would give you a loan if you had some type of proof, be it bank statements or whatever the case. Well, we're in that arena now, because we are in, people have internet money now, and they're back buying homes and overpaying for properties. I get that there's a shortage, but everything that goes up has to come down. We've seen it happen just with crypto recently. We've seen the market over the weekend, it dropped down again. And I don't believe personally, based on the information my mentors are giving me and the research that I'm doing, that this is the last drop that we're going to see before it goes into a bullish market. So it's very interesting to watch all of this unfold. And then when you see someone like him tweet and say, get prepared, it makes me go back to 2008, where we didn't see it happening. We knew it was coming, but we didn't see it happening. It crashed and unfolded on us so quickly that for somebody like me, who was heavily invested in real estate and had my companies were all linked together. There was a real estate company, a mortgage company, an investment company, and then also a marketing company that marketed for real estate and mortgage and investors, right? So all of my companies were tied together. So they all collapsed on top of each other, and I went bankrupt, and I was not able to prepare for it. So it's interesting to watch what's happening now in the market, because I absolutely positively believe that the market is going to crash. The real estate market is definitely going to crash, because it's too much inflation going on properties that really aren't valued at what they're trying to sell them at, right? They're trying to sell boxes here in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're selling boxes here for like $250,000. Every time I see it, I just think, I need to get my ass back to Mexico, because this ain't it. I'm not buying a box for $500,000, but that's what's going on in the arena. So when Robert comes up and says, be prepared, it's not a long-term thing. We're not talking about be prepared out there for, get prepared for a year. The preparation starts now. And I think, and you could jump in anytime, Marilyn, that's why we talk so much about, if you can only do $100 a month, invest in crypto. If you can only do 1,000, if you can do 10,000 or 100,000, go and get educated. The education is so important right now, so that you're not out here just stuffing all your money in Karen coins or Come Rocket and all these other foolish coins they got out there just trying to take your money. You need to be educated, folks. You got to know what's going on so you can make good decisions. And that's what we harp on here on Crypto and Coffee, is get educated. And let me just throw this in real quick and turn it over to you, Marilyn. If you do not have a reference source, or you're not part of a wealth community, and you're not around people who are telling you these things, who are speaking life into your financial future, you need to find a group that is, and we want to invite you to ours. So either get back in touch with the person that put you on today, and if there is no person that put you on, then get in touch with one of us. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, go through our videos. We act the food in here, but we're also wanting to break down the basics of how to get involved in cryptocurrency, and most importantly, not just how to get involved, but why you need to get involved. Because if this information was shared with me the way it's being shared with you guys 10 years ago, I keep saying this, but I would have been worth close to $350 million right now, not counting all the other crypto I would have bought. But that $1,000, had I invested in Bitcoin, at the time I was told would be worth over $300 million I'm sorry, easily. And I don't care who you are, $300 million is a whole lot of money. And I don't think we'd be having crypto and coffee right now. I think it'd be crypto in the Bahamas, or, crypto all over the world.
I know that's right, but still buying crypto. For me, Pam, though, that's just another confirmation, for Robert Kiyosaki to come out and back buying Bitcoin. It lets me know that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Right.
So, I'm just fortunate to say that I am in a space where I know what's going on based off of the training that I've been getting from the academy. So
yeah. And I think it's real important that people realize that, we're not experts and we're not here to give financial advice. What we are here to do is to enlighten you and educate you with information that's been shared with us. The beautiful thing is everything that we rattle off, we have learned from other people. That's what I love about our community. I love that we share the wealth. Everybody can eat. This is not one of those tables where you are excluded because of your lack of finances, your lack of education, your race, your, whatever. So sexual orientation, we don't care. Money is money.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency does not discriminate, which I love. I can have the same conversations and have that same wealth talk that Elon Musk is having. No, I don't own billions yet, but I can still have the same conversation because we're buying the same cryptocurrency, y'all. He's not buying anything different than what we're telling y'all that we own. That's the beauty of it. We're talking the same ADA. It's not a special ADA. I have it. He has it. Only thing he has that I don't have is Dogecoin. But aside from that, Maryland got some of that.
Yeah, I have some of the Dogecoin, part of that Doge army. But like I said, I use that to basically flip. Any profit that I make off of it goes straight into my stable coins to build that stable portfolio. But
Yeah.
and I do own a couple million shares of Shiba Inu also. Still following that Floki to see what it's gonna do, just so I can flip it.
Yeah, I don't own any of those. I do own Shiba. I own the Shiba Inu only because at the time when I got in on it, it was super dirt cheap, and I'm not a big fan of the meme coins unless it's something that you're just doing for fun. And the risk going in, and I'm very well versed on the risk involved, but I also realized there could be a whole lot of reward. Listen, there was no expectation out of Doge, and look what happened to that. That went up to 72 cents. Yep. So imagine if you get in on some of these cryptocurrencies at 1/10 of a penny.
Yeah.
Then it's a different ball game. So when people go, why would you waste your money? Well, listen, people waste their money on lottery tickets. This is no different for me when it comes to the meme coins. I feel like it's a better shot.
It is a better shot, especially if you're getting in when they're like less than a penny. There's no for them to go except up.
Right, exactly.
At the gate and ride that game.
Right, exactly. And and the thing is, it's real interesting when you see someone like Robert Kiyosaki, who has pretty much promoted only what I consider to be stable financial resources, stable ways to make money. He basically just came out and blew it all out the water and was like, F it, y'all. Listen, get your money and put it in crypto. Get your money out the banks, it's worthless, and put it in crypto. I'll share in a second the actual article, or you can go Google and just look for Robert Kiyosaki and Bitcoin. And the fact that he didn't just say Bitcoin, he said cryptocurrencies in general. And a lot of these millionaires and billionaires, truthfully, they're not speaking up. They're not sharing the wealth because they want you to believe that the cryptocurrency is getting ready to collapse. They want you to believe that market is getting ready to collapse, because if you start buying or you start selling your assets, on the way down, when it's just taking a little dip, that's all crypto's doing. It's taking a little dip. It's like a pot up there. Let me cool off for a second, and then I'm going back. But if you sell anywhere during that time in the dip, that's when you lose money. You don't lose money when it goes down. You lose. It's not as valuable right at that moment, but you're not losing because it's going back up. And a lot of this doom and gloom that's on TV and even the internet, where people are saying, oh, get out of cryptocurrency, it's getting ready to collapse. It's not real, y'all. It's fake. it's a fear mindset that these folks are trying to put into you to get you to sell your assets, not so that you can be better off, but so that they can be better off. I can't even tell you, I'm probably in about 20 different communities between Reddit and on Facebook where folks are literally encouraging people to sell so that they can buy. They're like, you know what, you ain't cut out for this. You're not cut out to be wealthy. Go ahead and sell while it's at 35,000 because it's not going to go back up. You're right. Let me buy it, because the more that the market fluctuates, the more opportunity we have to buy. And I just think folks don't get it. But when you see someone like Robert Kiyosaki get on the cryptocurrency chain, and you see Mark Cuban, a lot of these people, it's for a reason. We always talk about wealth indicators and where you should be paying attention. I pay attention to people that have way bigger pockets than me. If you invest in your billions over there, I definitely want to invest my thousands.
Yeah. When I see that red, Pam, I associate it with sales. Everywhere you go, most people look for the clearance. What color is that sign? The letters.
Red.
They're red majority of the time, that indicating that there is a sale. That's what the red means to me. It's on sale. Let me buy as much of it as I can while it's on sale. So I'm in good shape when it starts to go back up because I'm actually doubling, tripling my investment.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's Francis has said this multiple times that the only time that people run away from a sale is when it comes to investing. People, it's just fear. If you don't have the money mindset, if you are not around people who are stable. And what I mean by stable, I talk about this all the time, and I had to do a little rant on my Facebook page today because somebody made a comment about my husband's illness. And I'm just like, certain things you don't come at me with. You don't come at me with my family, but you also don't come at me with my money unless you have the knowledge and the experience to help me do better. But if you can't add sunshine, one thing I won't allow you to do is add rain. Now, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I just feel that way. I feel very strongly like me and crypto, we were meant to be together. All the things I've done over the years between coaching businesses and, making millions, I feel like I have not even scratched the surface of anything until this came along for me. It just seems so perfectly suited. So I say all that to say this, there are a lot of ways out here to make money. There's a whole lot of side hustles that you can do, but there are not a lot of things that you can do that's this easy once you get educated. Cryptocurrency is literally in its infancy. I don't care if we 12 years down the road, cryptocurrency has not even gotten started yet, folks. I mean, when you look at Bitcoin, it shot up to $60,000 and it came back down to, I think it tapped 27,000. I want you to think about these numbers. We're talking about a currency that wasn't even around 15 years ago. We're talking about something that didn't even exist, has the potential to go up to $1 million. Why would you want to miss that ride? Why? When people go, oh, it's not safe, and I'm just looking at them like, you must have been given crack as a baby or something. Something ain't right with you. How do you see all this growth in the market and then say this is no good? I know that's mean, but some people do act like they was raised on crack and like, it messed up some brain stems. But how do you actually believe in your head that this is not a good vehicle for investment? Marilyn, I know you'll be much nicer about it.
Well, I wouldn't say nicer. I think that some of it is just a lack of knowledge. Some people genuinely want to know more. Some maybe they don't know where to go to get the information. Maybe they're afraid to speak up and say that they don't know. So I think a lot of it is just a lack of knowledge and a lack of knowing where to go to get it. That's just, my opinion. Now, some of it is kind of ignorant. If you're listening to Mr. Ed down the street, who's a mechanic or whatever, and he's the guy who fixes your car, but it doesn't make sense to take financial advice from somebody who doesn't have a lifestyle that you would want. That's just my opinion.
I had an old post come up from like 10 years ago on Facebook today. I didn't repost it. I probably should have. But there was this guy on there who was just, I made the comment about not getting advice or mentorship from people who are not where you want to be or haven't went down the path that you're currently going on. It doesn't mean that we have to be billionaires to give advice on cryptocurrency. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that we are on the path, maybe on the same exact path in the same exact place as you. But we are constantly on a daily basis, continuously educating ourselves and getting better. And, even the education that we're exposed to, I would say that I know more than a lot of these so-called experts out here, because it's being given to me from different perspectives. I have access to this trainer, this educator, and I'm able to take all of that in and form my own opinion. And that's why even when we talk about the coins that we love and hot coins, we always tell you, do your due diligence. What we're doing is just bringing it to the table and saying, hey, listen, this is what you can eat, but you got to taste all of it to see what you like. You just don't become a food connoisseur. You just don't get here and say, oh, I love this type of food, or I love that type of food. You have to taste it first. And that's what we're trying to expose you guys to through crypto and coffee, is that, listen, if you want a simple lifestyle, if you want the ability to travel whenever you want to, and for me, traveling only comes at first class, I can't do nothing less. If you want the finances and resources that allows you that type of lifestyle, you got to make some investments. And right now, our academy is the best thing going for the price you get it at, for this type of wealth knowledge, to get access to these types of people and this type of even hell, to get access to me. I had someone recently ask me for private coaching. I'm like, I do 25K a year minimum for private coaching. And I'm not even taking on any clients, because I don't want to waste my time with you when I could be making millions in the market.
Exactly.
Hello.
Exactly. Pam, I read an interesting story just last night. I am up sometimes until almost the crack of dawn because I'm so engulfed in the crypto arena now. And this just plays to the credit of how powerful crypto is, particularly Bitcoin. So this father and mother, they had a child. The grandfather gifted the baby $20,000. The dad invested the $20,000 into crypto, into Bitcoin, years and years ago. Lo and behold, they died, and the grandmother had to take care of the little girl. Her net worth in those years, when she turned 7 years old, they did a video, both of them were deceased, and they surprised her on her 7th birthday. Those $20,000 was worth $225 million on her 7th birthday. They were getting ready to auction off her grandmother's house, which is where they lived. She was able to go back and buy her grandmother's house with the investment her granddad made for her. The $20,000 investment he made 7 years ago had turned into $225 million. So I thought if that wasn't a powerful backstory to how powerful Bitcoin really is, then I don't know what is. I was almost in tears at the end of it.
Listen, I know people who took the information that was given to them 10 years ago. I was not one of them. One of my good friends, she's told me over the years, we were in a mastermind together, and she said, Pam, you need to go ahead and get into it. And then once I went into retirement, as you know, I was close. I was living my life. People were sending me messages like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm on the beach every day. I'm not stressing out, but I wasn't involved in what was going on in the mass media in the United States or on Facebook. I had no clue what was going on. And then when I started coming back into the States a little bit more frequently, realized, okay, this is starting to be a buzzword. And then of course, when we moved back in November and I heard all of it, I said, this is where we need to be. And reality is, you're seeing more and more people who are doing fascinating things with the money that they're making. They're able to take themselves out of poverty. They're able to take their families out of poverty. And we're talking what I call your regular Joes. We're not talking about, your high-end whales and investors. We're talking about people who invested $500 or $1,000 into cryptocurrency 5 years ago, who are now seeing the return on their investment like in a crazy way. That's why I always joke about the meme coins, and I'm not a huge advocate of them, but I do believe in playing and having fun. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think the meme coins allow somebody to dream, because if you ain't got let's be real. You can get into crypto now. You can get into Bitcoin now, and you're gonna make some money. Make no mistake. Buy up as much as you can. But it's not Bitcoin that it was 12 years ago when you could have got in on a penny like I was told about it, or 8 cents like I was told, or $100. So yes, there is a difference. But if you can get in on some other coins, and I know several people who have gotten in on meme coins, not just Dogecoin, but who got in when it was a tenth of a penny, and that thing went up to a penny, and they became millionaires. So have fun with it. Don't put a lot of money into things that don't have a utility or purpose. But by all means, if you want to have a little fun and you want to become part of the Doge army or the Shib army, or if you know crazy enough to buy a Karen coin, go ahead and do you. But make sure that it's not a large percentage of your investment portfolio. I limit 5% of my portfolio to what I consider meme coins, and right now I only hold one. But based upon everything that's happening with the market and all of the wealth indicators, meaning you're hearing from, all of the billionaires suddenly start talking about transferring their wealth and part of their investments into crypto. You got to take that as a serious indicator, folks. You got to look at this and say, if I'm not in now, when?
Yeah.
If it's not now, when is it going to be?
Yeah, I take a deep breath every time I see that, those wealth indicators. It just solidifies it even more for me. And it's breathtaking to know that I'm where I'm supposed to be. And as far as the meme coins, it's not something that I would really bank on and hold. Meme coins for me are just short term. Any profit I make off of a meme coin, I immediately invest it into the stable coins whenever they do. So that's my whole purpose for holding those meme coins. So will I buy any Karen coin?
Girl, you bet not.
Really don't know. But if it's gonna gain just a little bit, I'll take that profit and put it into my stable coin, Pam. Just honestly speaking, because coming out of the gate, there's nowhere for it to go but up. And I'll take that little bit and flip it over into my Bitcoin.
Well, and I understand people doing that now. So I do get it, because one thing for sure is there are so many different ways to make money on crypto. You could buy it, you could, sell it, you make money buying, selling, you can flip it, coin flipping, you can trade it. And then of course, for another income source, you can become part of our community and you can make residual income, which is insane because I take that money and place it back.
And you can get paid in Bitcoin.
You can get paid in Bitcoin, and I take it and basically reinvest that money. So there's a whole bunch of ways to make money. But the most important thing, I think the most important thing more than ever is knowing where to get started. And folks, education is so important. So get yourself plugged in and get yourself connected to people who have wealthy mindsets. Mindset is everything. One thing you can't do is you cannot make $1 million when you're around a whole bunch of people struggling and talking about the $5 that they ain't got, or the $200 they ain't got to make an investment. You can't be around people who are always trying to figure out how they can cut corners. You need to be around people who know how to make waves. You need to be around people who have the mindset to do something different, to explore life on different terms, and who's willing to make sacrifices. If you're not around people like that and they constantly got something negative to say, especially when it comes to money, you need to end that conversation and move on. One thing I could tell you, Robert Kiyosaki was no different than me or you. He started out not having a whole lot. If you know his story, you know that he has a story of he was around his friend's dad who would always give him wealthy tips and mindset. And he was around his broke dad, which was his biological father, who always talked about, how hard life was. And he chose to take the advice from his rich dad, which was his friend's father. And he chose to take his advice, and that advice turned him into a multimillionaire. It's just programming, y'all. We're all programmed to some extent. And it comes down to what type of programming are you allowing into your system? Are you being programmed by wealthy thoughts and positive affirmations and mindset? Or are you being programmed with negative thought about how the world is crashing and coming to an end? You really have to think about the people that you surround yourself with and the type of influence they have on your life. So, Marilyn, you and I talk a whole lot. We've worked together for many, many years, and we've talked a whole lot about mindset. And I think the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic is because I think sometimes people will not take what you say at is bond. Like, your word is not bond. It's just Marilyn. I know Marilyn for years. But when you have, people who have the ability to invest billions of dollars and they're choosing the same path that we're choosing, how can you not see it differently? How can you not?
Mindset is everything. You have to condition your mind first before you can even fathom being able to see it. And I know firsthand because I had to change my mindset when I reverted from working a 9 to 5 and to making money. And I know the first time I saw $100,000 as a small piece of money, and it was actually given to me by you, Pam, with the $1 million scenario. Just 10%. If I can make you $1 million, I would only want 10% of it, and that's $100,000. And it was so easy to reach that marker once you actually saw how easy it was to do and how small. You have to make that big money look like small money in order to reach it, because it becomes a whole lot easier, and the pathway doesn't seem so hard. That mountain really comes to you when you change your mindset, and it's not so hard to climb anymore. So I think it all starts with mindset. What helped me in the beginning, though, Pam, was those vision boards. Remember when we started doing the vision boards? Mm-hmm. And the house that I wanted was actually not the house that I got. It was bigger. So I wasn't looking for that. A lot of things that I manifested and spoken to the universe with my affirmations, my meditation and all, helped me to, like those binary beats, it helped to place that subliminal message into me, and I would carry it with me every day. And I still do, because there's still a lot more that I want. I want Bitcoin to reach $1 million, and I want to have about 1 million shares of it. So that's something that I'm actually believing in. And I'm actually screaming Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, whatever coin to the moon, because I know I'm in the right arena. And my chances of living that lifestyle of just doing crypto and coffee on an island or beach or somewhere is within reach, because I'm in the right place. It's not something that I can dream about. It's something I can wait on.
Yeah. And you're definitely, we're both definitely in the right place. And I would agree with you that the mindset part is extremely important. It's hard. Key. Oh, listen, one thing for sure is when you look at all of these influencers or people who are making a whole lot of money, they have one thing in common. They have a positive attitude. It's very rare that you will see somebody making, not saying it's not possible, but it's very rare that you'll see somebody out, killing the game, making a whole lot of money, and being nasty and negative in the process. Even in some of the ratchetness I've seen, they still have a positive message. They just, that positive message is going to a ratchet crowd. You know what I'm talking about. But even still, you have to have a positive mindset. There is no way for you to even focus on creating a wealthy portfolio or building $1 million portfolio or multi-million-dollar portfolio if you really don't believe that it's possible. If you are struggling, the cost to get into our academy, folks, is $200. That's it, $200 and less than $200 per month. If $200 a month is a struggle for you, then I can't even be nice and say, then this is really not for you. If you got to struggle to figure out, how do I get to a point where I'm earning money on a daily basis, $200, $300, $500, you can trade and make $100 to $1,000 a day as a beginner. Mm-hmm. We're not even talking about being a seasoned investor. We're talking about you can learn the basics and trade with us directly and make $100 to $1,000 a day easily on autopilot. So when folks tell me, oh, I don't have the money, or I don't know if this is a good fit for me, I agree with them. I say, you know what, if you don't have $200 and you don't think this is a good fit for you, you are right, because I'd rather not have that headache. I don't want to train you how to pick up a spoon and feed yourself If you're okay with being fed whatever leftovers people throw at you, whatever scraps folks give to you in life, I'm okay with it too. Listen, I always have said this, and color me wrong for saying so, but I believe that somebody got to work at McDonald's, somebody got to work in Walmart. It ain't gonna be me, but somebody got to do it. So everybody is not ready and prepared to live the type of lifestyle that we have created for ourselves and that we continue to create for ourselves. I don't want anybody trying to limbo under a bar that's so low. Raise the bar higher, make it easy for yourself. Stop communicating and having these conversations with people who want to take you down through there, who want to keep you broke, who don't want to see you have nothing. I don't have time for people like that. When I say my cutoff game is strong now, snip, snip, you done. When you start talking that foolishness to me, I had to post on my page today, I will get just as reckless as you. If you want to have a reckless conversation with me, make no mistake, I am still from the hood in Chicago. I know how to go there. I don't. Jesus saved me, but I know how to.
Try Jesus, don't try me.
Try Jesus, don't try me, because I'm reckless. I will go there with you. And then when it comes to certain things, when you're talking about my family or my finances, we gonna powwow, and it ain't gonna be nice. So when folks start telling me, oh, this is a bad investment, you trying to push something on me, I'm not trying to push something on you. I'm trying to help you, because here's the fact, and take this as no disrespect, y'all, but y'all gonna learn we real on here.
Okay.
I get mine regardless, period. I have done so over the years. I haven't had a job in 27 years. We'll never have one. So I'm gonna get mine. I like for some of y'all to join me, but if y'all gonna be hard-headed and difficult, I'd rather that you not. But for those that's like, you know what, let's all eat. We can all eat well. I'm vegan, so I don't eat meat, but if you want steak, go do you. But I eat very well, and I make sure the people I love around me, like Marilyn, are gonna eat very well too. And we just want to invite you to our table so that you can eat and join in the bountiful that is being presented to us via cryptocurrency. And we are just getting started.
Yeah.
I get on my high horse once my coffee kicks in.
Girl, you can stay on that soapbox as long as you want. You've earned that.
Yeah. But I think people here, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are not following us on YouTube, our channel is now Crypto Coaching for Beginners. Crypto Coaching for Beginners. We post all of our reruns, and our shows will be there. Our podcast is starting soon, so we'll be on there as well. But and connect with us. We now have a group for all crypto coaching for beginners on Facebook. You can find our group. You can connect with us there. We're going to be going live starting next week in that group, doing Q&A sessions. I say all that to say is there is no lack of education. Everything we learn, we regurgitate, and we push it on down to you. And I love seeing people prosper. I'm going to be honest with you. Crypto can be an individual gain. I don't need nobody to do it with me. I don't need the additional resources. I want them, but it's not something that we have to do. We choose to do this because it's life changing. And I know that people's lives can change. Marilyn let me tell you briefly about this story, because she's real quiet. Marilyn was a former coaching client of mine. She was a coaching client of mine maybe about 10 years ago when she was starting her automation business. If y'all don't know what automation is, think about anytime you click on somebody's page and it takes you through where they sign up, and then you go through a series of emails. And there's a whole lot of work behind there, a whole lot of moving pieces. And Marilyn was running her business, but not seeing the results she wanted. We worked on a little bit, some mindset issues, and Marilyn took off. She now handles all of the automation for our team, for our organization, and for everything we're doing, and built out some sick funnels. If you know anything about funnels, if you don't, Marilyn's a girl. But literally, when I say took her business from doing okay to over 7 figures, it was all because of mindset and surrounding herself around other people who said, you can do this. This is for you. This is not for everybody else and not you. This is for you. And I love her so much for having the trust in me. I love her so much for coming to the table and saying, all right, sis, this is what we need to do now. New game, new plan, same people, but with a new perspective. And now we're trying to educate the masses on crypto. Because folks, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna make my millions. Make no mistake. And I don't mean that to be cocky. I'm just very confident. Marilyn gonna make hers. Question is, are you going to make yours? So I'll say this once again, if you are not involved in a wealth community with people who got your back, with people who want to see you win over and over and over again, with people that's going to say, hey, don't just eat this, let me give you the recipe. I know that food is good, but it's even better when you know how to prepare it with your own hands. Then you need a new community of people. I'm telling you, make your cutoff game strong, snip, snip. You negative, you out of here. And surround yourself around people who want to see you win and will do whatever it takes to make sure it happens. If you are not involved in that community, we want to invite you to ours. Get back in touch with the person who brought you here, whether you're on YouTube watching us or you're in one of our Facebook communities. And if nobody brought you to the table, contact me, contact Marilyn. We will hook you up and put you in the game. Like, put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Stay ready.
Marilyn, anything you want to add?
No, not really. Just I don't like to boast. I don't want to sound like I'm boasting or bragging, but you may be in a place where you don't feel like this can happen to you. I was in that space for a long time. I felt like everybody else could do it. Why wasn't it happening to me? My grandmother told me something years ago that it still resonates with me. She said that sometimes to get to your blessing, you have to get rid of certain people in your life, meaning where it's meant for you to go, everybody can't go with you. And down the road, you'll see your whole community change. Some of the people that I was hanging out with back in the day, aren't my friends anymore. Not to say that I'm better than them, but we're on different levels. They're still stuck where they are while I chose to move on and do better. So I had to pull myself out of that arena, of just the broke people, and talking about broke stuff all the time, to finding these money conversations. And those led me to look for ways to make money. And lo and behold, I found Pam at a mastermind that we both attended. I ended up not hiring that guy as my coach, but Pam. So, and I was just crazy, and we clicked. I think I still have that photo, Pam, that we took years ago, and we were still kind of young and in our youth.
And then,
yeah, I still have that photo. But it was just so crazy how we got together. But I started to look for the wealth. So it didn't just fall into my lap because I was having these negative conversations. I had to want more. And in wanting more, I found more.
Yeah. And I think we always talk about this part, which is having those difficult conversations. Having a difficult conversation when people are not sharing the love with you and not, pouring into you. It's really hard to, and I'm not saying cut people off like you don't want to be dealing with them. I mean, you love people from afar, or you limit your conversations with them. Sometimes those conversations, can be surface conversations, but I don't have deep conversations with friends who are not doing anything with their life. It's very hard to, because you do come across as being braggadocious, when in reality, you're just sharing where you're at and the space you're at in life. So I feel that to say, again, you're watching us on YouTube, connect with us on Facebook, Crypto Coaching for Beginners. Join our Facebook group, invite your friends, invite your family, anyone you love. And if you're looking for a wealth community, we want to invite you to ours to join us. So thank you for another version of Crypto and Coffee. We will be on again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us again, where we're just going to talk about all the feel goods of crypto. All right, we'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.